This is Chapter 8, Set 2, Lesson 1. Keep in mind that this question revolves around the picture. How does this picture illustrate both laughing and crying? When I flip it up to you first, it looks like they're laughing and smiling. And if you take a closer look and you flip it upside down, it looks like they're crying. And that's a transformation, a simple one too. The quote around this whole entire chapter, and it's going to be used also around the back of the book too. It's Science of Patterns, which makes a lot of sense. We also have a reflection, a translation, and a rotation. Our first mini set is escalator transformations. The diagram below illustrates how an escalator works. This is the picture of the inside of the escalator. And our next phrase is, what type of transformation is illustrated by the steps as 25 they descend? My answer to that was a translation. 26 2 they move around the return wheel. A rotation. That was my answer. And my figures, when I drew them, don't look as good, but I know that they'll be useful. So I always try my best to make them better. This was mine compared to theirs. And then this is theirs compared to mine. And then this one, I had to not necessarily do it by myself, but there was no photo, but they did ask me to draw something just like this in my question for 42. Next, they had these three figures, 47, 48, and 49. And for 47, they asked, what one of the translations or rotations or reflections are. And for those, my answer was for 47, a translation, 48, a rotation. Those are some of my favorite because I really like the way they make the images. And that's another way for me to study it, and it will also help me when I draw my own. For 50, I had to use more space because I didn't have graph paper, and I had to go to the next one. I drew my own little thing. I had to more eyeball it, so it didn't look as good as they could have. I drew a line. This is Y, then this is X, and then we have our 1 through 10 on each of them. On this side, these two are negatives, these two are positives. For 50, they asked me to draw A, 3, 1, B, 5, 2, C, 2, 6. And my first triangle turned out pretty good. I've been getting a lot better at this the more that they have us do. This is my ABC. And throughout of it, they ask, let's say 52, which is they ask, how does it look like? Which triangle to A does it look like? Because I had to do a D, E, F, which was right here. And I said it was a translation from ABC. And just to remind ourselves what a translation looks like, a translation looks like this one, which is one that looks like it's not descending, but it's going away from it by a little bit. This was probably my favorite one, which was 47, 48, and 49, because I like scouting them, which one looks like those images, because that's what I find fun in the geometry. And throughout the whole entire, it stayed loyal to its word, and we are going to be using translations throughout the whole entire chapter. Set 3 will be coming soon.